So in any case, I'm very happy to welcome distinguished Andres Gutierrez, and thank you very much. Andres, you have the mic.
Excellent. Alexander, thank you very much for the kind introduction. Attendees, thanks very much for being here and listening to me, and the people from Bosco, thanks very much as well. The topic that encounters us today is getting to a safe haven, to a safe play in our home country. We're going to be talking about who we are, CSB Group, Malta Sotheby International Realty. What do I do within our scope? And why investing in a residence or a citizenship, it is a good idea, and why it is a good idea now. We're going to be talking about some programs in Malta and in other countries, and how CSB Group can help you in this. First, I would like to introduce you to CSB Group. CSB Group is a well-established firm in Malta that has been established for over 30 years in the financial service industry, and we are regulated by, between others, Malta Gaming Authority, Malta Financial Services, the IIP Agency for Citizenship, the MRVP Agency for Residence in Malta, Commission in tax. Part of CSB Group brands are Vacancy Center, which is our recruitment arm, Riches, which is our firm where we, the Riches franchise offers co-working spaces in Malta, and we have 3 offices in the island, and of course Malta Sotheby International Realty, where we assist our clients with their luxury residential and office spaces in the island. All these 3 trademarks fall within CSB Group umbrella. Our services at CSB Group, they can range from corporate services, where we help clients with company formation, auditing, assurance, tax and legal services, where we talk about tax planning, corporate and regulatory, regulated industries, iGaming, financial services, blockchain and fintech, cryptocurrencies, ICOs and the like, and obviously private clients, where we talk about investment migration, real estate through Malta Sotheby's Realty, International Realty, relocation, and shipping and yachting. Myself, what do? I have been in the investment migration industry for many years. I'm a qualified lawyer in Argentina and Spain, have worked at government advisory firms, have helped private clients and their families in deciding which is their best citizenship or residence to gain, at the end of the day, independence and freedom. I consider myself a global citizen. I am a multiple passport holder, and I have lived in over 4 countries and have helped advise hundreds of clients worldwide. Now, what we're going to talk about, it is about why invest right now in this course of this pandemic, in this contraction, in a residence or a citizenship. And we need to understand why, because in order to get somewhere, we need to understand why we want to get there first. Investing in citizenship and residence, it is investing in an asset class. It protects the intangibles of freedom, security, and independence. It is a wealth management tool that can cover us from different geopolitical risks, brings stability and opportunity to any asset portfolio. For example, like happens like gold, for example, has gained approximately 6% over the past few months, bringing stability into the market, as well as fine wine investment. That's the same over the course of the past 8 to 10 years, has been a very stable investment. Investing in a second citizenship or resident can bring stability to that portfolio. As we know now, due to COVID-19, emerging markets will be likely to suffer higher violence, higher crime rates, higher inflation, and wealth taxes. And at the end of the day, we need to look at ways of protecting ourselves, our families, and our business from that. Most countries have not closed borders to their citizens or permanent residents. Therefore, investing in a residence, in a citizenship for the future, it is paramount, and to do it now. Now, what citizenship and residence planning can bring us? Well, basically, and most importantly, citizenship and residence planning give us a safe harbor. It brings us places with a good healthcare system. We can choose through the different investment migration programs where do we want to be residents or citizens, and we can choose countries with a good healthcare system. How has been their response to COVID-19? For example, Malta has less than a few hundred cases, around 500 cases nowadays. Montenegro as well. Portugal has done incredibly well, considering its neighbor, Portugal and France. So it allows us to get to a safe harbor, but it is also a wealth investment tool that allows us to be used as a wealth preservation tool, as real estate. It is one of the common denominators of investing in order to get a residence, for example, and also citizenship, as we will see. As well, it allows us to gain tax efficiency for an effective economic migration. Obviously, this is done on a case-by-case basis. And the same thing that allows us to have wealth preservation, it allows us to do some financial diversification, allowing us to reach a safe harbor. Finally, citizenship and residence planning allows us to have a lifestyle, which is something that a few months ago, it was highly spoken over the past few years. It allows us to have travel flexibility and a second residence. This leads us to speak about the reasons for economic migration within this pandemic. When COVID stopped, where we want to know, it is where do I want to start? We know where we have ended with COVID-19. We have ended in our home country. But the question right now is, where do I want to start when COVID-19 stops? Investment migration, it is not about visa-free or lifestyle anymore. Investment migration, it is about effective economic migration and business relocation, opening a world of opportunities for us, for our families, and our business. And this is very good, but at the end of the day, why is it a good investment now? Well, the thing is that investment migration programs are an all-weather investment tool. Basically, during good times, like for example, last year, a few months ago, allows us access to markets and education in good times. I mean, having a Maltese passport, having a Portuguese residence, having a Montenegro passport, which allows travel to the visa-free access to the EU, having a Caribbean passport, basically allows us access to market and education. But it shines on crisis time because it gives risk protection and a hedge to those portfolios. The same that we are diversifying our portfolio of assets, we are diversifying our portfolios of citizenships. Obviously, and as well, during this pandemic where we cannot travel, it allows us to strategize time. Curfews, lockdowns give us more time. Now we need to be ready. And we need to understand first, realize first where we are at. Then we need to analyze which are the options that we have in front of us to see where do we want to start. And then what we want to do is to take action on those options to get stronger and to have more options once this COVID-19 pandemic stops. Finally, all this process that we're going to see and that they are in the market, they are convenient. They can be done remotely. Some jurisdictions allow complete remoteness, like happens with the Caribbean, whilst others allow us to start preparing the file, like happens with the IIP program, and even submitting the file, what happens with the MRVP program, or Spanish or Maltese Golden Visa. Now, we have seen why investing in investment migration is a good option and why it is a good investment now, but which are those options to get to a safe haven without leaving your home? There are many options around that allows us to invest in real estate, for example, and get a residence or a passport in the European Union. At CSB Group, we work with the most sought after programs, namely EU residence program, Malta, Portugal, and Spain, EU citizenship programs, Malta IIP, Cyprus, Caribbean jurisdictions, Caribbean citizenship programs, St. Kitts, Dominica, Grenada, Antigua, and St. Lucia, and other programs like Montenegro. We're not going to be speaking about all of this, but yes, we're going to be speaking about some. Now it is the turn of Malta. And what we want to see is why Malta is a safe harbor for you, your family, and your business. Malta is one of the top, has been ranked as one of the top 5 health systems by the World Health Organization. Nowadays, it is one of the less impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, and over the course of the past 2 or 3 days, we have 0 cases. Obviously, being an island with a small population makes disease control easier. You can test a greater share of your population faster, and obviously, the entering the country, it can be done only through airports or through harbors, through basically shipping, basically. It is also a very strong and stable economy. Over the past 4 to 5 years, it had a steady growth of around 5 to 7%. Last year was around 5.4, and this year was going to have a growth of 4.7% if this COVID-19 pandemic wouldn't have happened. Malta rating, it is stable, and it is said by Moody's and Fitch ratings over the past couple of weeks. Moody's has been A2 rating and Fitch A+ rating. The IMF said that it is the less EU economy to shrink, with only around 3%, when Spain and Italy are going to face a shrink of around 10 to 15%. Obviously, then we have access to world-class education, and obviously it is strategically located, and basically it is around 3 hours and a half from Moscow, and around 3 hours from London. Just to wrap this up, and just I was reading today on the news that as part of the EU and being an EU country, Malta benefits from different COVID-19 aid schemes. So, for example, today, 215 million euros employment aid was approved by the European Commission to preserve employment and avoid layoffs. Now, how we get to Malta at the end of the day? The crown of the jewels, obviously, it is the Malta Individual Investor Program, which it is represents the of the industry, and it has had a huge and great track over the past few years. Malta IIP agency has released on Friday 24th that once the current scheme reaches maximum limit, which we're around 80 to 85% now, a revised program will be launched. So it is a good moment to revise our options and take action. Which are the requirements and the financial requirements to be gained with citizenship of Malta? It's a 3-layered investment, which requires a property purchase of a minimum 350,000 euros or a rental of minimum 16,000 euros per year, and this needs to be kept for 5 years. It also requires a government bond investment of 150,000 euros and a government contribution of 650,000 euros plus additional fees for dependents. There is a stringent due diligence in place, and the entire process, all in all, from the moment that we submit the first residence application, takes around 12 to 14 months. Also, a strong or genuine links requirement, it is also in place, and that requires that the applicant hold a 12-month residency period, which does not mean that the applicant needs to live in Malta for 12 months, but basically after the applicant has the residence card, he will need to visit the country for around 20 days in trips of around 4 to 6 days each. First, we will start with the e-residence application. We will submit it to the unit. Then we will submit the citizenship application to the IIP agency, and the IIP agency will do the due diligence process, which takes 4 months. Once approved, the investment, it is shown proof of the investment, the certificates and passport, it is issued. Should you have any questions, please let me know, and then I will send you step-by-step guidance for each particular case. Obviously, our legal team will be guiding the client through all the stages, as well as we work with lawyers in Moscow which will assist with the document preparation. Now, these are the investment and the time that it takes, but which are the benefits of the Malta IIP program? Obviously, you can include family members, parent dependents over the age of 55 years, children under the age of 26 years old, and citizenship is passed through generations. You will have visa-free access to 180 countries, ESTA to the US, ETA to Canada, and obviously you will be able to work and live in the European Union. As more importantly, this will allow you and your family to structure your life and your business, should you want, in a safe harbor like Malta within the European Union. Malta, as being in the UK, in the EU, sorry, as we said, will benefit from all the measures taken to overcome this COVID-19 recession, and also has a very low debt ratio, which is around 40% nowadays. Now, if, for example, citizenship, it is not necessarily for your liking because you would not be interested in it, you can also look into applying for the Malta Residence and Visa Program, or the so-called Malta Golden Visa. The Malta Golden Visa, or MRVP, it is also a three-layered investment that requires a property purchase, government bond investment, and government contribution. The property purchase is of minimum 270,000 euros or rental of 10,000 euros per year. It needs to be kept as well for 5 years. And if the applicant would like to buy this 270,000 and 10K, it is if the applicant wants to purchase or rent within Gozo or the south of Malta. And if the applicant wants to buy anywhere else in Malta, he will need to make an investment of 320,000 euros or rent for a minimum of 12,000 euros anywhere else in Malta. This needs to be kept during 5 years, as well as the government bond investment for 250,000 euros. It is very important to note that there is a financed option available. Aside this real estate and government bond investment, there is a government contribution of 30,000 euros. The important thing about the Golden Visa, it is allows to diversify the investment, because you could be investing in real estate and in government bonds, both which are very strong and safe investment. And over the past few years, the real estate market has has gained very high capital appreciation and rental yields. In this case, there is also a stringent due diligence in place, but the process is shorter and it takes around 6 to 8 months. The Malta Golden Visa, it is one of the most flexible residence by investment programs, as the investment can be made after approval, and we do not need the presence of the applicant in order to submit the application, which in light of the current developments, it is extremely important should you wish to pursue an European residence through, in this case, the Malta MRVP. But at the same time, which are the benefits of the Malta Golden Visa? Again, you can include family members. The e-residence card, in this case, obviously, it is valid for 5 years, and you can live and work in Malta. After 5 years, should you would like to disinvest, you can disinvest, you can sell your government bonds in this case, and you will be able to keep your residence in Malta. You will be able to advise, sorry, into a later stage, sorry, which you will be able to, once you get to the 5 years, you will be able to disinvest, you will be able to sell those 250,000 euros and renew your residence card for another 5 years by having an address in Malta. After 7 years, you may be eligible for citizenship, and you have to comply with the Maltese Citizenship Act, or the Maltese Citizenship. Now, these are the options that we have in Malta in order to gain, to get a residence, to get citizenship through your home country without the need to leave Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, or wherever on the Russia and the CIS countries are you, or wherever in the world are you. As we saw, there are other programs that we can look at. And in this case, we're going to focus in the European areas. But just to let you know, you also have Caribbean options, and you also have the Cyprus Citizenship by Investment Program. Should you want and should you wish more information, please let me know. Now we're going to focus on another program and one of the latest additions to the CBI or RBI panorama, which is the Montenegro Citizenship by Investment. And I add Montenegro because not only because it is the last one, but we are also looking at these through the eyes of the pandemic. And Montenegro, I was reading today that they had only, as were very low cases, I was saying before, they have around 700 cases, which is something very important to consider if you would like to relocate, if you would like to not to move farther away from your home and make a smart and a strong investment, and you wouldn't like to go to Malta, to Cyprus, or to continental Europe for whichever reason. Montenegro, it is a member of the United Nations, it is a member of the World Trade Organization, and tourism, it is developing into a major industry in the country, in Montenegro. Montenegro, it is part of the Eurozone, and very importantly, its full EU membership, it is expected at the end or by the end of 2025, in 5 years' time. So when you think about it, in the middle long term, this can be a very smart investment, should you wish to consider this. Montenegro's passport gives holders access to over 120 countries visa-free, including EU Schengen countries, so you will have visa-free access to the European Union. And perhaps if after 5 years, in 2025, Montenegro is part of the European, you will be able to relocate to any other EU country. There is no minimum net worth or qualification. And basically, in regards to this, the general rule, it is that an applicant should be solvent enough to make the required investment. All applicants need to be, of course, like in Malta, in Cyprus, or any other Caribbean or European residence or citizenship by investment program, of excellent health, outstanding character, and have a clear criminal record. Now, which are the financial requirements for the Montenegro Citizenship by Investment Program? It has two. It is not a three-layered, it is a two-layered investment. There is always the government contribution of 100,000 euros, and applicants will need to make an investment in real estate, which can be done in the north of Montenegro for the minimum of 250,000 euros, or in the south of Montenegro for 400,000 euros. 450,000 euros, sorry. The difference is that the south of Montenegro, it is more developed, it is more basically prone to have tourism and so on. Investment need to be kept for 5 years in the signature of the purchase agreement. Should you be interested in having real estate options for Montenegro, for Malta, or later in this case for Portugal that we will see, please let us know and ask for Malta Sotheby's International Realty will be able to assist you. Now, those are the financial requirements. And there is the opportunity at the end of the day, like happens with Malta. But which are the benefits of the Montenegro program? As we were saying earlier today, Montenegro is one of the few countries, together with Grenada and Turkey, that have signed the inter-visa waiver with the United States. Now, the inter-visa waiver, it is a non-immigrant visa that allows citizens of the signature countries, in this case Montenegro and the US, to apply for an EU visa to move into the US by having a business, by starting up a business in the US, by purchasing a business. It is a non-immigrant visa, it is not like the EB-5. It does not require a minimum amount, so basically it says that the amount, technically speaking, needs to be significant. And by significant, common understanding in the industry is that you need to make basically an investment of around 150 and 200,000 USD. And you will be able to have EU visa to the United States. So this is something which is very important, is something that can help to broaden horizons, basically. And I have seen that through other programs with many other clients in terms of citizenship and residence planning over the years. As said before, it is a candidate for EU membership and currently part of the Eurozone, and you will have EU visa-free access to the EU, to the EU, and it will give you lifestyle. At the end of the day, Porto, Montenegro, it is one of the finest marina worldwide. It's a fantastic holiday destination. Kotor, if you haven't been there, it is a beautiful place, and obviously visa-free access to many places. In terms of the procedure, it has a fast procedure. Residency is given within 3 weeks, and approval of citizenship within 4 to 6 months. You can include family members, there are no language requirements, and basically will have that desired global mobility. In terms of processing the application, the application, again, is done completely remotely. Once the application is approved, you will need to give your biometrics, and the Montenegro government has allowed these to be done through their consulate. So for example, if you have a consulate nearby, you could go there. In Abu Dhabi, in the Middle East, there is a consulate, for example, and you will be able to take your biometrics and your fingerprints within the Montenegro consulate. So it is very, as we've seen up to now, Malta MRVP, Montenegro citizenship, the most convenient programs. Malta IIP, a great option for high net worth individuals that want a fast EU citizenship option. Now, the last one that we have, it is something that goes within continental Europe to wrap up the EU focus workshop. And it is about, obviously, Portugal Golden Visa. Portugal has coined the term residence by investment, basically has coined the term Golden Visa within the RBI arena. It's one of the most prominent, sought after, successful programs worldwide. So we couldn't let this opportunity to speak about Portugal Golden Visa. And also because within continental Europe, it is one of the countries that has better managed the COVID-19 crisis. When you think about it, Portugal has had the same amount of infected nationals than death in Spain. The same amount of infected than death. I mean, Spain has had around 25,000 deaths and over 200,000 infected people, and Portugal has had 25,000 infected and around 3,000 deaths. I know that there is a lot, and it is a sad thing, and we need to look at the positives, but within continental Europe, sadly, but good enough, this is a positive as well. Now, Portugal has many different options and has faced a few changes in February, so we're going to see. Financial requirements, there are a few options. The most known are the real estate investment, which is the ones that we're going to focus this. First, you can do a real estate investment anywhere in Portugal up to €500,000, or a real estate investment of 350,000 euros in properties which are over 30 years old in over-regenerated areas. The investment needs to be kept for 5 years, as well as the private equity investment. Very importantly, in February this year, the Portuguese government has passed new budget regulation by which the investments done in Porto and in Lisbon would not qualify for the Golden Visa. So should be interested in applying for Portuguese Golden Visa, investment better to be done this year. There is also the possibility of doing a private equity investment for a minimum of 350,000 euros. Please let me know should you need more information, and I will email you that. Now, which are the benefits of the Portugal Golden Visa program? You can include family members. You will get residence in Portugal and long-term residence and citizenship after 5 years, passing a Portuguese language test, and you can work and live in Portugal. Now, all of this is very good. We can do, and we can help you on this through your home country, wherever you are in the world. But how CSB Group Malta Sotheby can assist you? First, we have an unbiased, customer-centric, and personalized advice. If you are not interested in Malta, we'll be able to assist you in European residence, citizenship, or Caribbean jurisdictions, as well, completely unbiased, and we're going to look at your situation by doing our internal KYC, and we're going to let you know if something happens, and we're going to advise you correctly. We have a holistic approach to private client services with Malta Sotheby's. Should you choose Malta, we're going to assist you on the real estate market, and if you choose Portugal or any other country, we're going to assist you on the real estate market of that country. And obviously we have qualified lawyers and an experienced team of professionals. But at the end of the day, we're in Russia and the CRS countries. How we can assist you there to make things even better for you and even more convenient. As we said, we have a highly specialized team. We are based in Malta. We are one of the oldest approved agents in Malta with license number 13, over almost 200. So we have quite a deal of experience in this, but we also work in partnership with lawyers in Moscow, which support the preparation of the documents of the file. So basically, whichever program you want, Caribbean, EU citizenship, or EU residence, our partners in Moscow, our lawyers in Moscow will be able to assist you with the translations, the apostilles on all the documents, birth certificates, marriage certificates, police certificates, anything that is needed to process the application. Should the notary would need to go to your house, the lawyers in Moscow will provide that. So in Malta, anywhere else in the world that has an investment migration program which is highly recognized, or in Moscow to process the application, we'll assist you on that. Now, a few words so you can get to know us. Our team is comprised by Charlotte Tard, which is one of our lawyers at CSB Group in Malta. So CSB Group, we have over 120 people that are working with us. Charlotte is one of our lawyers, and she has great deal of experience within the investment migration programs in Malta. Myself, as your investment migration advisor, assisting you in the worldwide programs, and James Cronley, which is our real estate associate. Now, should you have any questions or anything that pops up to your brain, you can find me on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, on that phone number, Skype, WeChat, or Telegram. There you have my email address, phone, and please let me know whichever thing you will need from my end. So thank you very much, and I look forward to enjoy the rest of the webinar and the conference.